If you are looking to start a bachelor's degree in the US for fall 2025, you are in the right place. We will go over your ultimate guide from September this year to August next year. Hey, I am Shantal UL. Welcome to my channel, Study Abroad with Shantal. On this channel, we will go over everything you need to know to study abroad as an international student, from the application process, from getting your F1 visa approved, and life in general as an international student in the US. Right now, we are in September. We are going to plan from now until August next year. I will be uploading detailed videos each month covering each step of the timeline. So stay tuned for all the updates I will upload, and make sure to turn on the notification bell to get alert whenever I upload a new video. Let's go. So we are in September right now. So in this month of September, you are going to get your transcript evaluated. That's the first thing. This will show that you have graduated high school, and it will show your final grades showing your GPA. You can use evaluation credential companies like ECE or WES.org. Those are two companies that are widely recognized by US institutions. Say, for example, you're in Jamaica, you will need some specific documents for your transcript evaluation, like your high school transcript, your CXC results, and your diploma showing that you have graduated. Depending on the country you're coming from, you will need different requirements. So check ece.org or WES.org for those requirements for your transcript evaluation. The second thing you will need to be doing is starting your ACT or your SAT test prep. This is the time, if you haven't started already, to start your SAT or your ACT prep. Many schools are test optional, but they are not test blind. So having a strong test score can set you apart from other candidates looking to gain scholarship as well. So keep in mind that even test optional schools require you to have a SAT or a ACT score for scholarships, right? So as international students, we want to set ourselves apart and be competitive for these scholarships. Next thing, the third thing in September you need to be doing is your English proficiency test. If you're a non-English speaker or from a non-English speaking country, you want to go ahead and register for your English proficiency test right away, so you can get that done between now and next month. Especially if you have been practicing your English, you can do tests like Duolingo, IELTS, or TOEFL. Look on the school websites to see what they require and choose that one, right? So it depends on the school. The next thing you need to be doing is start requesting letter of recommendations, right? Reach out to your teachers, your mentors, or your supervisors if you work, who know you very well and can speak to your strengths. Requesting these letters early give your recommenders enough time to write and submit your thoughtful recommendations by your application deadline, right? So I will go over each of these in details in the next few videos. So I will go again. These are the things you need to be doing: your official transcript. You need to also start your prep for SAT. You need to start looking letters of recommendations and do your English proficiency test, right? So those are some of the things you went over. That's for September. October, what are some things you're going to start doing? You're going to start your college research. Yes, this is the part now. Begin researching and compile a list of schools you want to apply to. Identify your top 10 choices, right? Make a note of the deadline for their application link, and other important information that you want to have in that file. Keep in mind that these schools require an application fee that can be very pricey depending on the school. So choose wisely. Make sure to select schools where you have a strong chance of being accepted based on your academic record, right? Additionally, rank your list of schools that you have selected in your confidence of getting admitted. Say, for example, you chose 10 schools. Rank them from 1, highly likely to get in, until the last one, least likely to get in, right? So go ahead and follow those schools on social media as well that you selected, so you can keep up with their posts to see if they post any updates or any fee waivers or any information sessions that you can attend. The next thing, we are in October, to do is attend admission events, right? So research when your selected schools are hosting these events. Register for them and keep a record to ensure you don't miss out on any important opportunities. You can join their virtual education fairs, their forums, or their info sessions to explore schools and programs and ask questions. These events provide opportunities to meet admission reps, gain insights, and sometimes receive fee waivers. So that's why it's important to attend some of these events. Application fee will be expensive, ranging from a low of like $20 to over $100 depending on the school, right? And that's the reason why I said select 10 schools, because sometimes these application fees will get the best of us. Some schools do have free application, but some schools don't. The next thing we're going to do for October is make connections. So you're going to use platforms like LinkedIn to connect with current students and alumni at schools on your list. It would be great if you're able to connect with international students from your country. You could reach out to them and ask them about campus life, scholarship opportunities in that school, tips for the admission process, right? And any other questions that you might have. So building these connections early can give you valuable information you need to make a more informed decisions about where to apply. All right, so number 4. So find people who can review your essays. This is the last thing I'm suggesting for October. This is where you want to find people who can write essays, people who can review and see a strong essay. So you're going to reach out to those people in advance to let them know you will be writing some essays in November and you need their help. You're going to have a short turnaround time for which you need to start and submit your essays. So you want to reach out to them in advance to let them know. November. Come November, this is when you want to be submitting your applications. Early decision deadline is between November 1st and 15th. So spend that time to submit all your applications, or at least the top 5 schools you are sure you can get into. This will take some time. This will take some great deal of work since you have to write all your essays from most schools. So within the first 1 to 5 days, go through all your applications and make a note of all the essays you need to write and complete those within the first 1 to 5 days. Make sure to also reach out to those essay reviewers we talked about to have them review your essays. Also, check the criteria for fee waivers to see if you're able to get any fee waivers, or email the department chair or admission officer to ask for waivers if you cannot afford application fees, right? So this is very important. Applying to schools early is very important. So by this time, you should have your evaluated transcript, your English proficiency result if required, any letter of recommendations you got. So those letter of recommendations, you will submit those to the schools once you enter your recommender email, but they should have those recommendations ready to submit in your application. You might have your SAT or your ACT results if you did it already, but if you haven't done it yet, don't worry about that. You can submit those results later. So use what you have so far and submit your applications. Many schools will give you scholarships based on your GPA and the strength of your application, especially test optional schools. You can also make it known that you're going to submit your SAT or your ACT later when you get your results. Please understand that this is the time when most scholarships are given out. The early applicants are considered first for scholarships. If you apply late, past December, it's less likely you will get full scholarship, since by that time money would have been given out to early admits. So applying early is the key. Even if you don't have all your documentations, you apply anyway because you can get conditional acceptance. Just ensure as time progresses, hopefully by December, you can get in all your required documents, except for maybe like the SAT or the ACT, since you might do that sometime next year. December. What will you be doing in December? So in December, you will ensure that all your applications are submitted. If you were unable to submit them in November, try your best to get it done before the end of December. So December is really reflecting and going over all the applications you missed and see what other applications you could submit. So now we are in January. What will you be doing in January? This is when you will wait for admission letters and scholarship offers. Yay! If you still haven't applied to schools, you can still apply at this time. Get your passport if you haven't done so yet. Right, so January, waiting for offers, apply to school if you haven't done so, and getting your passport. By February, what should you be doing? February. By this time, most students who have applied early should have a decision on acceptance and scholarship offers between February and March, really. If you did not submit your SAT score, hopefully by now you have your results and you can submit your score for scholarship consideration. If you didn't receive full scholarship, now is the time to explore how you will cover the cost of your education. If you get some acceptance and you got some scholarship, but it wasn't a full scholarship and it's a school that you wanted to go to, now you're gonna consider whether or not you're paying out of pocket, you're getting a loan, or you're getting financial support from family. This is something you would need to finalize, right? So over into March, right? Admission should also be rolling in at this time, so you will know if you get in or not. Now is the time to decide which university offers you will accept. Start by revisiting the rankings you created for your schools to secure your top choices, which will help you make a well-informed decision. Consider factors such as the amount of funding you received and the data you collected from students and alumni about each school. And you're going to consider other factors that are important to you. Ultimately, the choice is yours, and it's a good feeling to have multiple options. From the list of schools where you have been accepted, rank them from top to bottom based on your likelihood of accepting their offer. You will also need to start paying admission deposit to secure your spot. Also have a deadline of when to pay, so make note of those deadlines. These fees can vary, so aim to pay only 1 to 2 deposits to avoid unnecessary expenses, because at the end of the day, you're already accepted. Then from there, you should be good to go and secure your spot. April. Hopefully, by this time, you have received all your admission letters and know whether you got accepted or not. You will log into your school portals and accept your offers and complete anything on their checklist you are still missing. You will start reaching out to the admission counselors to thank them for your acceptance and request your I-20 document. This is the most important document you need to get your visa. They will need a few things from you before they can issue your I-20, such as your passport. If you don't have a full scholarship, they will need your affidavit of support and your bank statement. These documents will show that you have funding to financially support your education. Remember I said, if you didn't get full scholarship, this is when you're going to decide if you're going to take out loans, you're going to pay out of pocket, or how you're going to finance your education. So you need to show that on an affidavit of support. Sometimes you write this for yourself, or whoever is sponsoring you write this for you, or the school have a form that you need to fill out for your affidavit of support. And your bank statement, you'd get that from the bank, right? So once you get your I-20, this is when you can start your visa process. The first thing you need to do after receiving your I-20 is to pay your CVIS fee. This is a mandatory fee you need to pay. Once you pay, you should get a payment confirmation receipt that you need to show during your visa interview, and a CVIS ID number you need for your DS-160. All that will be on the form once you pay and you get that confirmation receipt. So in May, what will you be doing? So in May, So between April and May, you can start your DS-160. It collects information about your identity, your travel plans, and background to determine your eligibility for a US visa. This will be required when completing your visa application. So at the end of the application, you will get a DS-160 number. When completing your visa application, you will need to enter that number in. So everything is connected. Also, between April and May, this is when you start filling out your visa application and finding a date that works for you. In the month of May, you also need to spend that time preparing for your visa interview. The earlier you set your appointment, the better. So if in a case where you get denied, you have time to address the reason you got denied so you can go again for another interview. There is no mandatory waiting period to reapply after you get denied. Also in May, after your visa is approved, you want to start looking at purchasing your plane ticket. Also, if you're not living on campus, securing a place where you will stay, right? There's a lot to consider. June and July. You will use this time to gather all your documents that you need to travel. Do all your medicals or immunization. Submit any remaining documents to your school. Submit your photo for your school ID. Getting connected with your roommate. Getting to know your roommate. Connecting with them on social media. Getting to know your DSO, which is your international advisor, that person who will help you navigate through your 4 years at college. So reach out to them before you get to the US. Let them know that you got accepted, you appreciate their assistance, and tell them when you're looking to get to the US. You can also start looking for accommodation if you need to stay in any hotels when you get to the US, right? So it's a lot to consider, and I'm happy so far I can help you navigate through this process. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the comments below. August, this is the month when you will be flying out. You can fly to the US 30 days before the start of your program listed on your I-20. You can't fly out any earlier than that. So keep that in mind when purchasing your ticket so you do not lose money. I hope this information has been very helpful for you. If you have any questions, please ask me in the comments below or connect with me on Instagram. For the last 3 years, I have been running a study abroad program, and I help students to come over here and study. So far, I've helped students secure a lot of scholarships in the program that I run. So I have a lot of knowledge to share with you in getting you from application to acceptance to visa and finally getting here. I can guide you through that entire process. So stick around, subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more. Until next time, stay blessed and keep pursuing your dreams.